Good morning, and Chassidus is back. We are so excited to reintroduce a program that we had earlier in the year of preparing ourselves for a very special day, Yud Aleph Nissan, the 11th day in the Hebrew month of Nissan. It is the Rebbe's birthday. Chassidim the world over are preparing by learning a Maamar of the Rebbe, a Chassidic discourse. The Maamar that we have chosen is 7 ACAs, 7 chapters. We will say one each day. I will go one day, Rabbi Friedman and other shluchim every subsequent day. This particular Maamar was said in Tafshin Membeis, 1982. I was there at that Maamar. It's a very special year. That year the Rebbe gave out Tanyas at the end of the Farbrengen in honor of his birthday. It's a very special Farbrengen. And this Maamar not only occurred on Yud Aleph Nissan, it was printed 5 years later as a kuntras, a separate pamphlet in honor of the Yud Aleph Nissan birthday in 1987. What we're suggesting this year, if we get enough people that participate, we're going to use this opportunity to not only learn the Maamar, but send someone possibly to New York for Yud Aleph Nissan for a couple of hours to go to the Oil, and this time maybe bring the pan, the names that we all sign, our names, our parents' names, our family names, who are participating in the Maamar, to bring it to the Oil, to bring it to the Tziyin themselves. If you'd like to participate, we're asking for a suggested donation of $10 or $18. If we get enough people, we will use the money primarily for 2 reasons. Number one, to give out matzah, one of the Rebbe's directives for the holiday of Pesach, to people who do not have Shmura Matzah. And number 2, we will also use the extra money, if we have enough, to send someone to New York. With that being said, we are going to now go to our 5 minutes, and I'm going to turn on my clock, and we are ready to go. The Maamar again was said at Yud Aleph Nissan 1982. The Maamar is titled Ki Meitzeischa Me'eretz Mitzrayim Er'enu Nifla'is. It's a verse in the prophet of Micha. God is promising the Jews that their day will come. Which day? Ki meitzeischa me'eretz Mitzrayim, like the days that you left Egypt, the Exodus. Ar'enu nifla'is, I will show wonders, God says. So the Zayar has a diuk. The Zayar says like this, and this diuk is brought down in Maamarim of the Rabbeim. It says Kimei Loshen Rabim, that the word Yemei is days, like the days when you left Egypt. And he asks in the Zohar, Hare Yetzias Mitzrayim Hoyse B'Yem Echad, that Yetzias Mitzrayim was merely one day. It was a one-day event. It occurred on the 15th of Nisan, not before and not afterwards. As the verse says several places, Zechar, remember, Es Hayayim Hazeh, remember this day when you left Egypt. Or another verse, Laman Tiskar Es Yayim Tzeischa, remember the day you left Egypt. So the question is, V'loma nemar kimei loshen rabim, why does the verse in Micha contradict the other verses and say plural days? Question number 2. The Gam Tzarech Lahav, and we also need to understand the meaning of the verse. It says, Ki meitzeischa mi'eretz Mitzrayim ar'enu niflois, we equate the leaving from Egypt, the Exodus, with the future wonders when Mashiach comes. That's the simple meaning of the verse. And he asks, Ve'enei muven, it's not understood. Hare mevur, it is explained, elaborated in many places. And in Maamar Razal, in verses and statements by our sages, Shahadavka hagula asidati gula shlema, that only and only the last geula, the last redemption will be a complete redemption, which means it will not allow place for a gullus, for an exile to follow. Masha Enkin, in contrast, the geula from Mitzrayim allowed for subsequent exiles. So how can we compare them? In fact, there's an opinion that these two are so far apart that the wonders of the future redemption will so outshine the earlier redemption that there's an opinion brought down in the Gemara that Ein Maskirin Yetzias Mitzrayim Li'Maisa Mashiach. We won't even have the temerity to mention the wonders of leaving the Exodus, of leaving Egypt during the Exodus, because they will pale in comparison to the new wonders in the days of Mashiach. V'gam lahadeya, and even according to opinion number 2, shemaskirin Yetzias Mitzrayim, that we will mention the Exodus even after Mashiach comes, we actually need a special verse. You might remember that from a diuk in the Haggadah, Kol Yemei Chayecha. We learn out from the word Kol that we even have to remember the Exodus after Mashiach comes. So the question number 2 is, why are we trying to equate these two redemptions when they're certainly not similar at all? One is the greatest, and one is, in comparison, not so. And question number 3, and the final question of the first chapter, he says like this: the Yisayim Mizu, furthermore, the Melashon HaKasav, from the statement of the verse, Ki Meitzeischa, Ar Enu Niflois, it sounds mashma, the inference is, Shahaniflois, Shebi Meitzeischa, Be Eretz Yisrael, He Maschola, Vahasherish, Gam Al Haniflois, Shahoye Begula Hasida. That the wonders that will occur in the future are miyusid, are somehow happening because of the earlier redemption from Egypt. Demizem move on. From this it's understood. Sheyesh Maila Bahagula Diyitzis Yisrael Al Geula Hasida. If the cause for the future redemption is the Geula from Mitzrayim, the effect cannot be greater than the cause. There must be something about the redemption from Egypt that even outshines the future redemption. Now, how is that possible when we just said a moment ago that the future redemption will outshine the earlier one? Our 3 questions are, Kimei, why is the verse written in the plural, the days you left Egypt? Number 2, why are we equating the 2 redemptions? They seem to be far apart. And finally, number 3, why is the first redemption have something that makes it even better, greater, the cause of the future redemption? Tomorrow we'll be back with chapter number 2. Again, if you are participating, please sign the pan today as soon as possible. Share it with your friends so that everyone can join in this hachana, this preparation for the day of Yud Aleph Nissan. Thank you very much.